My name is Mark Jackson with Datalogics. Thank you for having me here today. Appreciate it. Bonjour. Ça va bien? A little high school French there. So when we first were invited to come speak to you guys today, I really didn't think our company had a place in the conversation because we don't create a product necessarily that goes to the consumer, nor do we really speak to the consumer. More so, we actually support companies that are creating products and providing them technical support and technologies that help them create a product that goes to the consumer. So I thought about it a little bit more and realized, well, actually, maybe we do have a place in this conversation because we spend a lot of time speaking with customers that are trying to create products and understand their requirements and needs. And so I think that during the conversation we'll have here for the next 15 minutes, I want to impress on you some of the things that we've learned and have been able to take to market or help our customers bring their products to market. So basically, our company, we're for the most part a bunch of engineers and technical people. We're based in Chicago. We have customers all over the world. But we got started in the typesetting business just over 50 years ago. And then we developed the first electronic publishing system just about 40 years ago. But through a series of acquisitions, through a company called Frame Technologies that became FrameMaker, and then also Dobie, we were introduced to the PDF technologies called PDF Library. And a lot of companies use this technology to build applications where they process PDFs. So in the publishing industry, in the banking industry, anytime someone prints or creates something, processes it, they come to us for that technology. But we help them through the process of developing their application, which could take months or possibly years. So we have a lot of experience in supporting companies as well as project developers. And through that, we were able to acquire another technology through Dobie called the Dobie ebook ecosystem, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with. Not necessarily everyone's favorite, but it was the first one out there that was on the marketplace. What we learned, though, a lot of people were excited about getting into the ebook business, and they were all running out there to get the technologies so they could build their own ebook readers, but none of them understood how much time and effort it took to actually develop an application. And just as Spiros was saying, it takes a ton of infrastructure as well as resources to get these projects off the ground. So what we end up doing is supporting through the process, but also building a sample e-reader application so they can get things rolling really quickly. And through the conversations that we had with people, we realized, okay, although Dobie was the first technology that was out there, a lot of people were looking for more flexibility. They wanted more options. And so the market expanded. You had white label, you had social DRM with watermarking. You have Read'em LCP. There was custom DRM solutions out there that have come and gone. But what we've seen over the last couple of years, and maybe 3 years or so, is that people needed something a lot more flexible. And we believe that the Sony URMS system has offered that flexibility. So over time now, from starting with just the Dobie solution, our company now offers, because the customers have asked for it, a variety of systems. One being the URMS solution. We also have a education that's a solution that's really based on browser reading. And then also we support the integration of the Library Simplified that someone will talk about here in a moment. So I kind of want to talk to you about the things that we learned and we heard from customers and what they were looking for. Primarily, the biggest thing that we hear now is that they want someone that's going to have a long-term investment in the infrastructure because it takes time to actually develop it. And I can't Spiros, how long did it take to build? 4 years. A small organization really can't do that. So you need someone that can afford to invest the money and put effort into the long-term investment. Technical support. We've been providing technical support for customers. Our first customer we got with the PDF technology was 20 years ago, and they're still a customer of ours. It takes a lot of time and effort as the platforms changes, as the technology changes, to support them over time, and that's a very important component. A lot of folks don't want to maintain their own server infrastructure. Nowadays, you just put on AWS or a data farm or something, and it's taken care of. Instead of having to bring that all in-house, people wanted that already set up and ready to go. And then they also wanted flexible business models. Because as a company or organization evolves, they want to be able to attract different customers. So either lending, selling content, loaning, sharing, they wanted to make sure that they had that flexibility. Some other things that we learned now, especially with EPUB 3 becoming more popular, they wanted to make sure that it could render, work with Redium. So they had that rendering type of engine from Redium and other rendering solutions. And then advanced options when it comes to revoking or adding time to content is very important. And then the last thing I'll talk about is, well, not the last thing, but is support of EPUB, EPUB 3, and PDF. I mean, one of the things that a lot of folks are moving to EPUB and EPUB 3, but there's a ton of PDF content out there in the world right now. So being able to still support PDF is one of those requirements that a lot of people sometimes forget, but it comes back to bite them. So they come back to us and say, oh, we got to make a change. So the things that we think that URMS has brought to the table and is really filling in those voids has to do with the flexible pricing, because we have customers all over the world. We have customers in India where their content may be 35 cents or maybe 50 cents. They can't afford to pay 20 cents for the transaction on one of those books. The pricing is based on the cost of the content. Indemnification is something that some of the large publishers require around the world, and you're not going to get that from a small organization or a technology that really isn't supported beyond a certain border. A couple other things, just being able to lend, buy, and sell. It's nice things that have been added to it, as well as a common bookshelf so readers can find the books easily without having to open up multiple devices. So one of the things that I didn't expect that actually happened, I had a conversation about 3 weeks ago with a company that was looking for a DRM solution, and they were looking for it for a promotion that they were actually doing. It was one of the larger credit card companies, a large airline, and then also aggregator of content. And they wanted to provide the content to their passengers prior to boarding a plane. And so they would get that for free during the flight, and then after the flight, they would be able to either purchase it or borrow it at a lower rate. Well, what the group came in and did, they purchased all this content in advance. And obviously, with the marketing budgets for a credit card company or airline company, they're massive. So they purchased a ton of it. But it was a new model that some of the different rights management solutions could have never worked with. So it works perfectly with the Sony solution, and we're working on the process of getting that put together. So that's one of the things that it kind of adds some flexibility. What we've done with our experience with some of the other ecosystems is realize, okay, a rights management solution isn't powerful unless you have the ability to decrypt it and read the content. So working with Jean-Marie with Montano, we had the Book Via app created so that some of our customers could easily get started with the technology without having to create their own application. If they want it branded or something, Jean-Marie will do that for them, but otherwise there's a free application available on the marketplace in Android and iOS. Then we've also have an implementation. This was originally a non-DRM solution. Well, it had obfuscation, but it didn't have like a traditional DRM. But it's a browser-based solution used in education that a lot of customers were really interested in, but some of them have content that they needed to have something more robust as far as a rights management tool. So we created this technology with another group as well and offer that also to them in the marketplace. And there's a variety of groups that have now been testing and evaluating these different options that actually next month, I think, at London Book Fair, there'll be some announcements for some larger groups that have come on board. So if I can leave you with one thing, I just want to say the technology out there when it comes to rights management and the needs of the masses really boil down to what the consumer wants, and they want flexibility, they want options. They found that one solution, at least the past solutions, did not really fulfill all their needs and expectations, whereas we feel that the Sony URMS solution has in many ways, and will also be expanding quite a bit over the course of this year. In Datalogics, from our perspective, we provide support and we help you through that process. If you have implementation partners that are trying to find some way to get projects done or move forward, certainly give us a call. We're happy to help out, and then we bounce to the line. So appreciate your time. We look forward to talking to you guys after the sessions, so if you have any questions, my name is Mark Jackson. Thanks so much.